Today we continue the Malaysia tour. We are leaving Penang and we are going to Taiping. Not too far. We first just get to the mainland from the island of Penang and we take a train, a commuter train to Taiping. Things could have went better, I'll say that. I had a little bit of delays and broken AC, but all in all, not too bad. Short trip and new town. Well, we've made it to the great Taiping. Taiping in Perak. It was a long journey from Penang, only because I missed one of the trains just by a couple minutes, and then there should have been another one in 2 hours after that, but it wasn't running, and so I actually waited 4 hours for the next train, so that was longer than it needed to be. But we're here in Taiping. Looks like it may rain. This is the rainiest city, apparently, the rainiest area in Malaysia. I decided to stop off here on the way to Ipoh. Figure why not, check it out. It looks like it has some cool sights. We'll stay here for one night. Otherwise the train wasn't too bad. I'll say the aircon was broken, so I'm sweating. Everybody was dying on the train. But otherwise, not too bad. I'm happy to be here now. Let's see, I am trying to get a taxi. A little bit difficult. I'm just going to raise up my fare a little bit. I'm using the InDrive app. This is the Taiping station here. Let's see, I'll show you a little bit. Nothing too crazy. This is one of the oldest towns in Malaysia. Seems like there's a lot of history here, a lot of firsts. I know they have like the first zoo, and I know there's like a World War II memorial cemetery here. Looks like there's a really, really nice like lake garden. That's what I'm going to try and check out today. It looks beautiful. So if it doesn't rain, that's a great option for today. Otherwise, may have to go like tomorrow in the morning. I'll have to get up a little early so I can catch some daylight. Because it is now almost 5:30 now. I had planned on arriving around 1 p.m. so it's a little bit later than expected, but it's okay. When traveling, things don't always go as planned. The online times that it said just didn't match up with the actual train times. The commuter train, it kind of sucks. I know in the future I'm going to take the EMS. I had already bought in the ticket for the KTM, and so it was only 7 ringgit, so cheap. I even considered just scratching it and buying the EMS, but I decided just to take it. It's okay. So let's see if it actually rains. You can see it's a little bit dark. It's quite foggy in the distance. I don't know. Let's see if I can actually catch a taxi. I might have to keep raising my fare up. I'm surprised that I'm not getting any bites for 15 ringgit on this fare. I'll raise it up to 20 ringgit. 20 ringgit. It's a short distance to the hotel. I'm actually surprised I'm not getting any bites on this. Let's try Grab. Got a Grab for just 6 ringgit. I don't know why it looks like there's all these drivers around on InDrive, but nothing was accepting my 20 ringgit request. So 6 ringgit on Grab, perfect. Just got checked into a room here. Got upgraded to the triple room because they were out of the single rooms, which is great because it's much bigger, much bigger. Nice room. And I guess how much I paid for this? 50 ringgit. 50 ringgit, $10. Thanks to Agoda. Otherwise would have been 75 ringgit in person, which is still cheap. My thought on Agoda always having these low prices is that they just lose money on the booking so that they can be the cheapest, take the market, monopolize the market, raise their stock, get investment, whatever. Otherwise, there's no way they could just offer a cheaper price than the hotel itself and the other sites, because the hotel won't match Agoda's price. So Agoda pays them more. Whatever, I'll take it. Cheaper rooms. But yeah, nice room. and I'm near the lake garden, so I'm gonna take a walk over there. I actually don't think it's gonna rain. The taxi driver told me in the last week it rained one time. She said it's very weird. He said normally rains every day here, every day, no matter what. So very good, very good. Let's go check it out. We still have a little bit of daylight left, so let's do it. All right, it's our first little walk around of this town. I got a good first impression coming from the KTM station, from the train station over here in the taxi. Seems pretty chill, seems nice. Relaxed town. Yeah, it looks cool. Different than Penang for sure. Much different than Penang. I'm excited to try some food over here too. I gotta say that Penang was definitely some of the best food I've ever had in my life. Actually, the best food I've ever had in my life was in Penang. Just like unbelievable food. My favorite would have to be Dean's Maju. Takes the cake, number one. Ended up eating there 3 times in just 2 days. Hamidaya was also good, but for me it wasn't quite as good. There's another spot that I had. It's an Indian banana leaf style place, which just also like incredible, like just as good as Dean's Maju, but different style, more just Indian style, like chicken chetnad, varuval chicken, clay pot curry chicken, and they had this yellow cabbage with like nuts in it and dried chilies and just like very fragrant, like really good. Haven't had anything like it, and I've had many banana leaf style restaurants in KL, and they didn't compare, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I could stay in Penang for a week just to eat food, but I did want to move along. Was feeling a lot of fatigue on the second day, and so I only managed to film 1 video in Penang, but that's okay. I'll be uploading that later tonight. I'm gonna edit that and upload it. It will take a little bit of time, but yeah, I just couldn't get myself out of the hotel room on the second day other than to eat. Maybe I was just eating so much and I took so much sun, because it was like 38 degrees Celsius, like almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And so I ended up taking in a lot of sun, you know? So maybe that just fatigued me more than I expected. But either way, I'm glad I got 1 good video in Penang, and I enjoyed my stay. And I mean, the flight there from KL was, I forget at this point what it was. I believe it was somewhere between $10 and $15. I think it was around $15. And that came with a checked bag as well, on Batik Air. So I mean, that was like huge value. Yeah, then the train, like I said, coming here, 7 ringgit, you know, just over $1. So really low cost of entry to visiting these places, and feels so good to be out of Kuala Lumpur right now. I don't really have much interest in staying in Kuala Lumpur at the moment. Just after being there for 5 weeks or so, I don't want to stay there. I don't want to stay in the city. So I'm gonna keep exploring Malaysia outside of the city. Next stop probably going to be Ipoh, and then I'm not too sure. I have to stop in KL because I did send a package there that I need to pick up. Like, I sent a bank card, and my bank card is getting canceled, so I'm picking that up. They just decided to cancel all of our bank cards and send out new ones because they're changing cards, and so that's tough. They sent the card to New York, where I'm not there to get it, so I had to get a new one sent basically to here. Oh, here's a Taiping mall. Have to go there later if I don't want to do again. I've done a good amount of mall content lately, and so I don't want to immediately just pop into the mall, but you know, it's nice that it's there. We'll see on the way back if I'm freaking dying. It's cooled down though. It's now Ooh, it's now 5:55. This is a good time for me to get out for once and walk around instead of 1 p.m., 2 p.m. in the blazing sun. That's what I did in Penang. Usually it just happens that way. You know, I wake up late. I want to get out and film in the daylight before it rains, before it's dark. But this is the sweet spot. This is the sweet spot in terms of time. Feels good now. Looks like there's like a little food market across the street. Just gonna pop in here just to see what it's like. Let's see. Can't really get in there to look at the other side too well. Let's see it. Go here. It's tight for space. Hello. Okay. Bunch of like treats, food. A lot of like soy-based stuff. That's what most of that stuff is like soy-based. Not really meat, you know, not quite meat. Got like imitation crab. Yeah. I can't really have any of this. Hello, sir. Oh, nice little spot though. Quite a big area. Roti naan. You know, I will most likely, just as I always do, end up eating some nasi kandar. I can't help it. I love it, and it doesn't bother my stomach. So there's one nasi kandar place here in Taiping that looks really good and has some really good ratings. And someone also recommended, like in a thread on Reddit. So I don't remember the name, but I will. That's where I'm going to go for sure. You kind of have to walk in the street here, same as in Penang. You have to walk in the street. It's just how it goes. And so, I mean, it feels safe because I think people are used to it. You know, I see everyone else walking in the street. You just kind of walk over to the side as much as you can. Ideally into oncoming traffic so that you can see the cars. But that's just how it goes in some of these towns, you know. All right, let's cross here. Yeah, so I'm like a kilometer away. Then I'm staying from the lake garden. I mean, it just looks beautiful. I watched a few videos of it. Yeah, I was planning on going like straight to Ipoh. I mean, initially I was planning on going to Langkawi actually, but the flights became a little bit expensive. Flights became around like 180 ringgit, and instead of like 90, which they were before. So I decided against it. I thought about taking a train up there, like a bit north, and then taking a ferry. That would have been a good move. But like I said, I need to get back to KL just for a day to get the bank card. So yeah, it kind of made me divert my tour, change up the locations and timing a bit. Kind of had to. But that's fine. We'll decide where to go from KL. Maybe go east, you know, maybe go to Malacca, and then figure it out from there. I'm not for sure yet, exactly. I've thought about, yeah, we'll see, folks. Because the plan keeps changing, so I'm not gonna say anything, and I change the plan every damn day. It's really an old school feel to this town, for sure. Everything looks old school. It's exactly what I expected. I mean, it's a city of firsts, you know. I forget which, but many firsts. Just zoo and all these things. Many firsts. It's known for that, and it's known to be the wettest town. It's kind of what it's known for. I believe it used to be the capital of this region, but now Ipoh is the capital. And I think it used to be like just more of a hotspot before they started really building up KL. And there's a couple restaurants over here. A lot of Chinese influence, Malaysian food. A lot of Chinese influence Malaysian food in Penang too. But quite a mix. Had a bit of everything for me. Yeah, I will look up that Indian spot, the banana leaf spot, and I will put it in the description too. If anybody's in Penang or visits Penang, you have to try Dean's Maju and you have to try this banana leaf Indian place. I mean, I know food pretty well. At least I've tried a lot of food at a lot of places in Kuala Lumpur at this point. Like, I want to say I've tried 10 to 15 nasi kandar places. I've tried 4 or 5 like more Indian style restaurants, like banana leaf kind of places. And yeah, it was just so much better. And I thought KL had like great food, enough to make me come back to Malaysia. And so the fact that Penang was just that much better, the food, it was a little surprising to me. I didn't think it could get that much better. But incredible. I was sitting there eating it in like disbelief of how good it was. And like I immediately wanted to go back and eat again when I was finished. I had wished that I had ordered like a takeaway additionally, but I did not, because the line at Dean's Maju is, depending when you go, I mean, I went again today. It opens at 12 in the afternoon, and I had to check out and then immediately went there, arrived at 12, and there's about a 15-minute line. It just wraps around. The first time I went there, what time did I go? Around 2 p.m. And I waited like 20 minutes or more. Huge line. I almost didn't go. And then once I waited and ate, I was like, that was so worth it. But yeah, I wasn't gonna line up again and order takeaway. As much as I wanted to, I was like, I'm gonna go back tomorrow. And so yeah, really good. And I tried a couple random spots as well, like without researching, and just kind of went into places. There's another place I think it's called Rosman. That was also very good. Another nasi kandar spot. Super good though. I'm getting pretty close to the lake garden. What's this? Try to say this word. Perpustakaan Awam Taiping. Don't know. Weird, huge McDonald's sign right there. They definitely love McDonald's over here, like in a big way. I almost feel like I see more McDonald's here than I see in America, which is crazy. Let's cross. Yeah, it looks really nice over here. The sun is out, but like not super hot. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. This is nice. Let's look at the map, make sure I know where I'm going. Canteen, Anjung Damai, probably a restaurant, right? There's tennis courts here. Cool. Hello. So far, everyone seems extra friendly here. I'll say that. Of course, everyone for the most part in Malaysia is friendly, but I feel like as you get outside of KL, it's like even more so. In Penang, like all of my taxi drivers, just like such good conversation. Like they really want to talk. They really want to they want to be helpful. They want to, it's different than in KL. In KL, they can be friendly too, the taxi drivers, but a little bit less. It's a big city, you know? And like compared to New York, I mean, in the US, like I don't remember the last time I talked to my taxi driver. A little bit is me, but hello. What's this, handball? Interesting. Some kind of volleyball, handball, football? Huh. That's cool. We have a huge soccer field here. aka football. Quite popular in Malaysia. You know, all the restaurants have their late night football matches. Seems like people love to hang out and watch football, like, especially after like going out. I don't know, people go out and then or some people just, that is their going out, you know. But also people who go clubbing or wherever. Yeah, it seems like that's their after party is going to get some food and watch a football match. Check this out. Limited edition Rhino. Some crazy bikes out here. And go this way into the, I could also go up there, but I don't really know. Don't know the difference right now. Could also go down there. Just go right in the middle and see where it takes us. Looks quite big on the map. Mostly I want to get to the part with the huge lake, which I'm sure this will take me to. It seems like every area in Malaysia that I've been so far has like a huge park, huge garden, botanical garden, a park, a lake, you know, which is great. I think it's important, you know. So it's definitely one of the first things I visit when I get to a new town. Yeah, there's quite a few like different attractions in Taiping that I could check out. I don't know if I'll have enough time now that I'm arriving a bit later than anticipated, but that's all right. We'll see what we can, you know. And if we really want to, can stay another day. There's a cheap accommodation, which is good. The place that I stayed in Penang the first night was incredible. I mean, it was comped, it was beautiful. And then the second night was not comped, so I had to go somewhere else because it's like 1,000 ringgit per night if I was paying for it. So I went to, the second night was at the Grand FC. First one was the Eastern and Oriental, amazing. Grand FC, also good for budget hotel. I mean, not super budget, but 100 ringgit, $20. Same thing I pay in KL pretty much every time. But yeah, really worth it. So I recommend both of those depending on your budget. It was kind of walking distance to everything, which is cool. I feel like mostly what I did in Penang was eat. This is nice. Oh, quite vibrant. The one good thing about walking around everywhere and filming, making videos, is that I burn all these calories and then I can actually eat a lot more. So it's a plus. It's a plus. It's exactly what I'll end up doing again today. It's crazy though. I get very fit in Malaysia. I lose a lot of weight here. Like I go to Thailand. Like just recently I went for 1 week again during Songkran. And I legitimately probably put on, I want to say I put on like 3, 4, 5 kilos, like about 10 pounds. It's crazy. Like I do smoke cannabis when I'm there, and so it makes me hungrier, more hungry. And I tend to go to a lot of these outdoor markets there, and I'll just get one thing after the next. I just pack on the weight. I get bloated. And then I come here and I feel like I eat just as much or more even. But I like slim down. You know, I get fit. And my body kind of heals as well. Like a lot of my issues slowly go away. Which is good. Even though I'm not cooking my meals, you know, I'm eating out every single meal. I think a lot of the spices that they use, like the herbs, the spices, and you know, I'm not eating any carbohydrates, so yeah, it kind of gets you pretty lean. But I noticed so far, both times I've been here, I start to heal. My body starts to heal. And so it's definitely related to the food, related to walking so much. I don't walk this much in Thailand either. So yeah, good place for me to get healthy. I think it's a good place for me in general. As much as I will be going to other countries, you know, I will be going back to Thailand. I will be visiting the Philippines. I do want to visit Vietnam too. And so those are on the agenda for the next months. You know, I even thought of a plan about going to Indonesia because it's the dry season in Indonesia coming up. And so it could be good I could go to Jakarta and Bandung and Yogyakarta for a little bit and avoid some rain, and then come back here. But Jakarta and Bandung are expensive, and so I'm not sure if I can afford it at the moment. This looks like a private residence, so I should avoid that. I gotta pay attention. I think it's a home, so I think I have to go this way. I'm not sure. See if we can find the lake. It should be this way. Is it the lake?
Yeah, I can go.
Oh, okay, thank you. Nice, okay. It's like a little pathway here. I don't know if that's a house or what. Gosh, this is kind of back where I started. I went that way. Huh. So how do I get to the lake is the question. I guess I'm gonna go this way. Interesting. How did I not get to the lake at all? Okay, I think if I just follow this, eventually I believe it's like all the way over there. It's just such a big area. And I kind of like went in a circle, I think. Okay, I'm gonna follow this path. Let's see. We'll make it there. Thankfully, it stays light quite late. I mean, right now it's 6:15. Still have time. Beautiful though. Very serene. All right, looks like we've made it to the area that I was kind of looking for over here. Quite a few people out actually. Kind of prime time. Nice, it's a vibe over here. I'm definitely the only tourist around, or the only white person for sure. Definitely not a touristic area. Taiping is like a very local area. Most of the people here are from here. From what I've read, it's just kind of how it goes, you know. I'm sure there's a few people who stop off here to check it out, but I think it's rare. A lot of people like to do their aerobics, their tai chi, their workouts. I like it. You know, where I stay in Jomtien, near Pattaya in Thailand, it's the same thing. Near the beach, it's like every day, people doing the workouts. I think it creates a nice atmosphere, you know. Let's see, I think actually the lake is over here. Let's go this way. It's such a big area. Massive. Should I join in? Do a little exercise. I like it. Oh, that's great. Okay, I think that, hey, how are you? Everyone's smiling, which is nice. I see water out here. It's definitely a bit, like covered up a bit, let's say murky in this little part. Let's see, maybe head this way. can go all the way around it. You can walk around the entire thing. So, hello. I think people aren't super used to seeing a camera here, seeing a vlogger here. It's not too common. I mean, I don't see very many vloggers in general in Malaysia, even in KL. Like, personally, in the time that I've spent in Malaysia, I haven't seen any. You know what? I have maybe seen one or two vloggers, like Chinese tourists vlogging, but not too much. You know, not a ton. Yeah, it's a bit, you know, a bit dirty, a bit muddied. Let's see. It actually looks very much more clear when I get a bit further up. Oh, nice. I'm glad I stopped off here. I'm glad I stopped in this town. You know, I think almost any town, it's like, sometimes I feel like, oh, maybe I'm not too interested in Ipoh or Malacca. Just from reading online, like, maybe I'm not immediately drawn to it. But almost always, when I actually get to the place, I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is unique. This is a different feeling. And I'm glad that I came, you know? So I can't really just go off of reading things online and what other people say, because everybody's different, you know? Everyone likes a different thing. I think there's a lot of value to just coming somewhere, even for one night. You know, spend the day looking at the city. You don't need to do all the tourist attractions necessarily. At least for me, that's not me. I'm not one to go to all the sites and attractions. So that's not really what this channel usually is going to be. But if a town is like a little bit slower, and they have a few specific attractions, maybe I'll go to one or two that sound interesting, you know. So over here, it's definitely more clear. I think we have another white guy here. I'm not sure. That's what it looks like to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's beautiful over here. Really beautiful. It's funny, the taxi driver was telling me, like, yeah, food here is okay. He's like, you are just in Penang, food here just okay. So we'll see. You know, I don't have any type of expectations anyways. I'm sure it will be plenty good. Yeah, this is nice. Plenty nice over here. I mean, I'm not gonna go swimming. Shouldn't swim in the lake. Hi, hello. A lot of families, a lot of kids. A lot of people tell me in the comments, like, you should probably stay in Malaysia if you're a more family-oriented person, you know, or if you don't want to party. And like, if you do want to party, if you're that type of person, then you should probably be in Thailand. I don't think it's so black and white like that. You know, I think some people are both, you know. I don't have a family, I don't have kids, I'm still a young guy, I'm single, but I still like Malaysia, you know. Now, it doesn't mean I want to settle down and like set up a permanent place anywhere, you know, but I love Malaysia, and I'm glad that I found it. I'm glad that I just took the chance and came here. It's cool. I also think it's been really valuable for the YouTube channel, growing much faster. You know, you guys comment so much, so many comments I can't even reply to. Like, it's actually impossible for me right now to reply to all the comments. I'm trying my best though. I just spent the whole time on the train replying to comments, trying to catch up a little bit. So I'm gonna start using more of my downtime or all of my downtime pretty much on replying, so that I can get caught up and then I can stay active in replying to all your new comments, because think it's important. You know, you guys clearly you want to engage with me directly, and so I think, yeah, that's your best way to communicate with me is through the comments, and so I want to reply to them, and I'm doing my best to get to all of them as much as I can. So playground over here, great area for kids. You know, now raising a family somewhere like this would be awesome. You know, I mean, feels just like one of the safest places you could be. You know, and there's just so many other kids around that there'll be no shortage of kids for them to play with. So that's cool. I doubt there's like nightlife in a place like this. I just don't think it's the thing. I think if you're raised here and you grow up here, you probably don't even get into that. You really probably don't get into like drinking and nightlife. I'm sure some people consume alcohol, sure, but like I don't think it's a major part of the culture and when you get outside of KL and stuff. Now, somewhere like Penang, it was a bit more touristic, you know, a lot of tourists in Penang. That was the most touristic place so far that I've been in Malaysia. And so, yeah, you saw a little bit more of it. It was quite busy at night, still 3, 4 in the morning, like still quite noisy from the room and stuff. So that was interesting. Yeah, this is beautiful. There's some people out on a boat right here. Let's see if I can get a zoom in. One boat out there. I will say, you guys love the KFC here. What is it about KFC that is so attractive to people here? Because, I mean, there's like proper fried chicken here. Really proper fried chicken. And so I don't know if it's just because I grew up in America and with KFC like everywhere, and yeah, I ate it growing up, but I mean the fried chicken, like I don't know, the fried chicken here in the proper restaurants is just so much better. And like in the food stalls, to me it's a whole different class of food. I don't know, what is it? What's the deal with KFC and McDonald's here? I don't know. Maybe I just don't really eat fast food like that anymore, and I don't know. Again, I'm from America. Maybe that's why, but it doesn't do it for me. It does not do it for me. But I know the locals love it. KFCs can be packed out. I've seen it packed out with Malaysians just like loving it. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. Oh, wow. This is real nice over here. Look at this. I mean, that's scenic, if I've ever seen it. Scenic, if I've ever seen it. That's ridiculous, but you know what I'm saying. So the one that my taxi driver recommended me eat here, the food place, is called Nasi Kandar 786, and it's very close by, so I'm gonna go to that one. There was another one that I saw that I had planned on going to, but it's a little bit further, so, and this one is actually rated quite high as well, so I think it's a good option. 786. Actually, I feel like I saw it when I walked by, and that's why I just checked on my map. So I'm gonna go back this way where I just was, and yeah, I'm gonna stop in. Let's see. I'm starving. So the place is just on this corner. Nasi Kandar, Beratur 786. It's good to me. I'll probably go with some beef or mutton, some chicken, maybe cabbage. The standard veggies, my go-to. Okay, we have a big plate here. They told me it's very spicy, but remember, I said that every place tells me spicy and it's not really too hot. So beef, chicken, and also lamb, 2 eggs and cabbage. So So we're gonna see. They said it's very spicy. Let's see. Right. I'm gonna set up the camera here. Okay. Let's try the beef first, right? You. Good flavor. Definitely get some chili flavor in that, but still not spicy. Let's see, as I eat it a bit, let's see if it gets spicy, because I think it might have a little more kick than a lot of the places, so. Let's see, this one chicken. There's no bones on it, which is nice. It's good. Not super tender, but it's good. No, I just came from Penang as well. Really nice flavor though. Okay, the beef is better than the chicken. Let's try the mutton, the lamb. Usually my favorite. Yeah, see, the most tender is always the mutton. The beef is usually more lean, less fat, and so that's just how it goes pretty much everywhere, it seems. I think the mutton is more of like a masala, not chili. I think so. I'm not sure. It's good though. I'd have to say out of 10, it's hard. 7, maybe 7. Yeah, solid. So that was by far the spiciest food I've eaten in Malaysia so far. Much, much spicier than anything I've eaten. They were telling me, and I told them, oh, they always say that. So that was proper spicy. That's exactly how I like it, to be honest. Now, unfortunately, it was not tender. The meat was not tender. And that's a big deal. I'd rather have it not spicy at all and have super tender meat, you know. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, when you're trying to break up the meat and eat it, and you can't even pull it apart, it's almost impossible. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. I don't know that I would go back there and eat again. Maybe at a different time you can get it a bit more tender. I mean, right now it's 7 o'clock, but I don't know. I always just see everyone getting the fried chicken. I mean, it seems like most of the people eating nasi kandar are getting the fried chicken. It's I mean, I know I'm not able to eat it, but at the same time, I don't know that I would eat fried chicken so much either. But you know, it's whatever. You know, you do what you want. I'm just surprised at how the majority, that's what they're ordering, the fried chicken. It looks delicious. You know, I say that I wouldn't eat it so much, but you know, let's see. If I wasn't allergic, maybe I would be eating it too frequently, and I'd probably be much heavier. I would surely be much closer to my old weight, which, you know, I used to weigh 150 kilos. Now I weigh around 80 kilograms. So yeah, I'm almost half the size of what I used to be. And I can say I used to eat a lot of fried chicken, a lot of fried food, a lot of ice cream. But anyways, yeah, I don't think I'll go back to that spot, just because it's hard for me to deal with non-tender meat. You know, I have a full plate of meat. Gotta be tender. Gotta be tender. So the next time I will try the other spot that I saw. But it's okay. I like that I got something spicy for once. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit dark. I'll kind of head back toward town, head back toward my hotel now. Yeah, maybe I'll pick this up in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do another vlog. Maybe I'll do a vlog in the morning. Maybe I'll go see, depending what time I wake up, maybe I'll go see some more things in town, you know. It would be nice to explore a little bit more. Like I said, I got here just way later than anticipated, many hours later than anticipated. I plan on having like a full day here and maybe recording 2 videos or 1 long video, but it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I think I'm still very glad that I stopped over, you know. It wasn't that much further to go straight to Ipoh. I didn't realize actually how much faster the train is than the bus. I feel like there's almost no reason to take the bus if you can take the train. The train is just as cheap, or the train in this case was cheaper, and it's much faster than the bus. So I don't really see any advantage to taking the bus whenever you're able to take the train somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments, why do you like to take the bus if you do? Because for me, it doesn't make sense. Almost the same way, like it doesn't make sense to me for some people who take the train from Bangkok to Malaysia. It's actually more expensive than flying. I mean, I guess if you have a lot of bags, maybe you can justify it for the cost or something, but I mean, people will take 24 hours of 30 hours of train. Maybe for the experience, okay, you can sightsee and see all the towns in between, but for like that type of distance, you know, when you can get a cheap flight that's 2 hours, I mean, I couldn't imagine taking the train or buses that kind of distance, you know. People do that all the time in Europe as well. People will take the trains throughout different cities in Europe, from France to wherever, when you can fly 1 hour on a cheap flight. Especially if you don't have checked bags, it's cheap. But still, I almost just never understood it. I never really grasped why some people do that. But it's popular, it's common, and here it's super common for the buses as well. I know the train was full, so it just seems like the way to go. But next time I'm going to take the EMS, you know, the commuter train. I've had you people tell me in the comments, like even taking the KTM within KL is not recommended, right? It's unreliable. And I've had actually a few people in person tell me like to take the EMS, and that the EMS is really good. So, and it's faster, right, as well. And the AC probably works. I almost couldn't believe when I stepped on the train today. I was so ready to get into some AC and stop sweating, and it almost felt hotter getting on the train. And you could tell, like, some of the other people, like, there was clearly some, like, Chinese tourists with, like, luggage and stuff. At least that was what it looked like. And you could tell they were not happy. They were wiping themselves down the whole time. They had little fans, and they were just wiping themselves down with a towel the whole trip. Fanning themselves off with the hands, the other people. So, yeah, it was heavy, but I think I need to cross this way. This will take me back. Kind of have a grasp on where I am already, just from walking over here and getting a little bit lost, you know. It is a beautiful night. It's not too humid. For once, I'm not sweating. It's a good feeling. Cool. Let me know if you're from Taiping, or if if you've spent time here, or if you've traveled to Taiping before. I want to hear your thoughts about it, especially from people who are from here, you know. I'm curious if like you plan on staying here your whole life, or if you actually want to move somewhere else. If you're thinking like you're ready to get out of Taiping. It seems like from watching other vloggers, like some of the comments of people who said they're from Taiping, like they left. I don't know if it's because they wanted to or they wanted to go study somewhere else or something, but just people talk about like, oh, that's my hometown, or I left this many years ago, now I'm in KL or something like that. So I don't know. Probably just depends on the type of person, right? I'm the type of person who desperately wanted to get out of my hometown. Desperately. But the reality is 95% of the people from my hometown, my somewhat small town outside of Philadelphia, did not leave, never left. You know, they had kids quite early. Most of them not even still together, the mother and father. I'm talking like really early, having kids, like 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, most of them having kids and stuff. And yeah, it's just like the common mindset is like to stay in your town, you know. I understand people have family, don't necessarily want to just get up and leave. But yeah, I don't know. I would have been miserable to stay in my hometown. Now, if I was from somewhere like this, it could be different, you know. It's very different, very, very different. And the values here are different. So it's hard to say what I would have done if I grew up somewhere like Taiping and sorry, instead of my hometown of Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Yeah, who knows? But I'm glad I got out there and I'm seeing the world. You know, I'm glad I moved to New York and I got to experience that culture. And then I'm glad I checked out Southeast Asia pretty early on, you know, in my 20s. And it kind of started the whole wanting to travel thing and wanting to move overseas, wanting to move to Southeast Asia. You know, at that time it was Bali, but Bali was a whole different place back then. It's changed a lot, I'll say that. But still, like, coming over to Southeast Asia as an American, as a fairly young American for the first time, it was special, like very special feeling, you know. It's like stepping into a different world. Getting on a motorbike for the first time, like, I don't know, a really free feeling, like the people, experiencing the kindness of people around in a different way than you're used to. People like very willing to talk, have conversation, help you out, or whatever it is. It's just not the same in America. Everyone's a little bit more to themselves, especially in New York City. But yeah, it changed my personality for the better. It made me who I am today. Yeah, I would be a different person if I just posted up in Bensalem and had a kid very early. Maybe I'd be happy, but I don't think I would be as happy. And I think I would be much more closed-minded. And yeah, I just think my mind would be a lot more closed in general. So yeah, I recommend getting out there and seeing the world a little bit. And I'm not done yet. You know, I feel like I'm just getting started. That's what's crazy. Especially with YouTube now, it's like things are just getting started. There's a whole world that I want to go see and film and make videos. And as I grow and my finances improve for being a broke guy, the doors will open, the opportunities will open. And so, yeah, I'm doing what I can for now on like extreme limited budgets. Usually less than $1,000 a month, you know, around $1,000 a month. So, you know, even just living okay, a comfortable life in one place can be hard on that amount, but it's possible. But trying to travel around with that, go city to city and stuff, it proves difficult. So again, very grateful for you guys helping me grow so quickly, commenting and subscribing. Just like now I'm growing much faster than before, and it's nice to see. It's really motivating me to not slow down. And on those days that I want to just chill out and sit back and watch YouTube, you know, it gives me a little kick in the butt to get out there and film, or to do research and get some creative ideas flowing. And yeah, you know, it's been great. Yeah, more where that came from, you know, more Malaysia videos coming, and some other countries as well. So stay tuned, everyone.